here we are at the Australian premiere of the film Mary and Martha, which stars Hilary, Swank and Brenda Blethyn, written by Richard Curtis and directed by Australian director Phillip Noyce, telling the story of two women with a very special bond, but also addressing the issue of malaria. Let's go inside and see what people think of this very important issue. Catherine Mack, what's your message for World Malaria Day?
Well, I think the most important thing for me is just understanding about malaria. I had no idea about the impact of it until I was backpacking for 12 months and saw and heard about the impact of people dying. And I just think to raise everyone's awareness is the most important thing, because if we don't know about it, how can we help?
I don't think people realise how debilitating the disease is for so many people around the world, and it's a killer, and it prevents children going to school, and it prevents mothers and fathers working in the fields and subsistence areas.
And what's the key message for Australians regarding malaria?
Papua New Guinea is Australia's closest neighbour, and it has the highest mortality rate for malaria in the region.
The fact that a child dies from malaria every minute, when for the sake of a $10 bed net, that could be totally prevented, is an absolute scandal.
We're here from the Australian Medical Students Association, and what we'd really like to see is the Australian government committing to giving 0.7% of gross national income to foreign aid, and that'd certainly include investment in malaria prevention.
And Kelly?
Like Ben said, we're just asking the Australian government to meet their commitments on foreign aid, as malaria is a preventable disease, and as future medical professionals, it's really important that we have the tools to turn the tide of malaria.
We've cut malaria deaths by 30%. That's absolutely amazing. But since the financial crisis, there's been a bit of backpedaling. So my message is, don't backpedal. We can do this. We need more money. We need commitment, and let's make that 30% 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming along tonight to the premiere of this very special film. The story of loss and heartbreak and commitment is a story that is common to mothers anywhere whose children succumb to this dreadful plague, which we've got to get rid of. 200 million cases a year, almost 1 million deaths a year, and 85% of those with children under 5.
The good news is there has been progress, and Results is a very strong supporter of the tremendous work that the Global Fund has done over the last 10 years. What you may not know is that 2/3 of all the international funding for malaria come from that one single mechanism, the Global Fund. So without it, we would be in deep trouble. I hope you are moved by this movie. I also hope you're a bit outraged, because I think that's a great driver of action.
I've just stood in a room where children are allowed to die of a mosquito bite.
What exactly do you think I can do about malaria?
No, but it killed my son.
I thought it was a fantastic film, really very moving.
It was very, very moving.
I almost feel like crying now.
It meant a lot for me because I have a personal experience with my father who actually passed away from malaria.
I was very surprised at how big a killer malaria still is. I was astounded.
And we need to do everything we can. We talk about cancer, we talk about AIDS, we talk about all these diseases because they get all the exposure.
It gives a really, really powerful message over something that's very, very simple to fix.
Brought up some really important issues that a lot of people don't know about.
A film also has the power to get people thinking.
I wasn't quite expecting to be that moved. It really put things in perspective.
It made me realise that some of the things that I think are important are really not that important and are superficial.
The main message would be how easy it would be to end malaria if people come together and join together to do that.
People can make a difference, just like they were talking about in the movie, just like those mothers were actually speaking to Congress. We can speak to our politicians and our media and really make a difference.
They delivered such a clear message, and the message is simply that we can all do something.
There's a cure and there's prevention. People shouldn't be dying for no reason.
It struck home.
If you think you're too small to make a difference, you've never slept with a mosquito.